Hey up, welcome to the Cannon Hall Farm podcast with us, the Nicholson brothers, farmers Rob and Dave.
We're two Yorkshire farmers who, along with our dad Roger, brother Rich and the rest of our family, have turned a farm with 2 sheds and a barn into an award-winning tourist attraction.
You've seen us on telly, live on Facebook, and now we've got our very own podcast.
On today's episode, we're going to be taking questions from you guys. It's a Q&A, and I simply can't wait to see what questions they throw at us, Dave.
I hope the good ones.
They usually are.
Coming up.
You gotta do what you can and let Mother Nature do the rest. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed.
We were barely 17 and we were barely dressed.
I didn't want to say that. So, David, what have you been up to this week?
Well, I've been out quite a bit this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Drinking,
yeah. And I've got to say, I'm back on full form because as you know, Rob, we went filming the other day and I got a little bit of food poisoning.
He had a squiffy tummy, and some of the smells and noises that were coming from David were not pleasant.
Well, yeah, I don't think you heard anything coming from me, but we were filming, and I ate something that wasn't good for me, and it's taken me about 3 weeks to get over it.
He's been blaming our dear friend Ruth Goodman.
I have not blamed Ruth.
Right, because she was cooking us a delicious delicacy on camera. I won't say what it was because I don't want to spoil the programme.
Fair dues.
But it was a delicious delicacy, expertly cooked. And David said it had given him a squiffy tummy.
Right.
That it had given him wind that was frankly unpleasant and stomach cramps that doubled him up in real agony, weren't you?
Hang on a minute, though, Rob. What happened 2 nights after that? We're in a bar, right? And what happened to my pint?
Oh, he left it.
That's never happened.
He left it, genuinely.
Yeah.
And I didn't fancy finishing it because I knew he'd had 1 sip of it.
Exactly.
And I didn't want to go the same way as him.
Anyway, it could. Who knows? It could have been one of them 48-hour things. I don't know, but I think it was down to that food.
But it's not all bad news, because since the advent of flushing toilets and soft toilet tissue, it would have been far worse before then.
He's not wrong.
Well, I'm really glad that you're now back to full health. I've been quite worried about you. When you left that pint, I knew there was something seriously wrong. It's now time to talk about your viewers' questions, and there's some real crackers here. Now it's time to do one of our favourite things on the podcast, and that's answering your questions. Are you ready, Dave?
I am.
Here goes. I'll put me. Do you like me my new string?
A little bit out of character. I wouldn't have thought that colour would be you, but it does suit you.
I got sent this by a supporter, so thank you very much. You know who you are. Right, here goes. First question. What other TV show would you like to go on now you've been on with James Martin? And this is from Sharon. What a really compelling, thought-provoking question.
Sharon, that is a really good question. There's a few things I'd like to do, to be honest.
Yeah?
I like to... There's a Hunted programme. I thought that could be a lot of fun, right? You know, you kind of hide out around the country. You're followed by these top police. Yeah, no, I think that could be good fun.
So you'd like to go on Hunted?
I'd like to go on Hunted. Plus, I'd like to do like to be on like a bit of a drama, but only in the pub. You know, perhaps with a couple of lines.
A pub scene as an extra in the drama.
Yeah, but have a couple of lines. I could be
Hunted.
barman or something like that.
Well, I know what I wouldn't want to be on. I wouldn't want to be on Jeremy Kyle.
No,
right?
That doesn't exist anymore.
I wouldn't want to be on something like Jonathan Ross because he'd be too smart for me. He'd make me look daft.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. What would I want to be on?
How about Graham Norton?
I wouldn't want to be on Mastermind because I wouldn't know enough.
No, like catchphrase and things like that.
I'd like to go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and meet Jeremy.
Okay.
So that's the answer to my question, Sharon. I'd like to go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and raise some money for charity.
You know, like All Creatures Great and Small, Rob?
Yeah.
In the bar there, in whatever pub it's called. I'd like to perhaps be having a bit of a drink with the lads.
Right, so that's the answer to that. So thank you, Sharon, for that. It's a really good question. The second question, have any of you ever had a serious injury while working on the farm? This is from Bev.
Yeah, you rip your finger off.
Right, I'll go on. Have you ever had a serious? You have, haven't you? Welly wanging.
Yeah, welly wanging somewhere on the farm. The ligament left the bone, and the welly went 3 foot. Rob laughed his head off, and I were in agony. But there was that. What else have I done? I
I
suppose
feel as though you've done something else.
I've been.
You got a
hosp-
wasp sting once.
Oh, I stood on a wasp nest.
Yeah.
I got swarmed and they stung me about 13 times. I had like a lumberjack coat I put over my head. I could just see a little bit of a light through the tunnel. And we're right next to a pond. I thought, I'm not jumping in there because they hover above the water.
Wait for you to come out.
Exactly.
I just put my nose up.
Right.
Like a little periscope.
Right, I wasn't going to do that. And I ended up getting in the Land Rover, driving across the field, jumping out, chucking the coat on the floor, and there were like 5 or 6 wasps on my back. Stamped on them, chucked that in the back of the pickup, and then I could hear wasps coming. They'd followed Land Rover.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's like a horror film.
yeah. And I've cut myself and had stitches. You know, it's just one of them things.
Right, so my serious injury, and it was quite serious actually. I don't know if you can see the angle of my finger there. We were putting a halter on a cow, weren't we? And the fastening bit was like a piece of chain. And as the cow threw her head, I think that's what happened. The cow threw her head, and the chain links wrapped round my finger and literally tore it apart.
Yeah.
Do you want a picture of it, Henry,
No.
to put on the?
Is it too graphic?
Oh, it's very
quite
graphic.
It's quite graphic, but it would add context to the injury. Wouldn't
Well, you
it?
could. All right, then. The picture's coming up in 2 seconds. Look away now. And open them now.
So yeah, it wasn't nice.
No.
And it got cat muck in the wound.
Oh dear.
So if you remember, Dale was with us, and I just grabbed my finger like this. I said, "Take me to hospital now, please," because I'd seen it, no one else had, and I just kept my hand on it like that. And anyway, long story short, got driven to hospital. They took one look at it at Barnsley, Northern General and Specialist Hand Centre. Took me there. I was sat there all day, literally all day, with my hand like that, keeping it in. And then they still hadn't got to me by tea time, so they admitted me. I went onto a ward, and I had the surgery in the early hours of the following day.
Didn't they like wrap it up?
No, I just kept my hand on it like that. Right? I didn't even get it cleaned until the early hours of the following day. So then I had surgery on it, and when they set it, they said that because they didn't think they were going to be able to reconnect the nerves down that side, they set it at that angle so they could make a pincer, so I'd be able to pick things up better. But as it happened, they reconnected the nerves, so it could have been. So there's all kinds of pins and stuff in there.
Is there?
Yeah, a really wonderful job. That hand centre at the Northern General, they saved the use of that finger. So I was so grateful. And I sent tickets to all the nurses and all the people. I went back for rehab and physiotherapy. It became quite a nice little trip out. You know, I got to know them really well.
I never actually sent anything to the ones that sorted me arm out.
Right. Yeah. No, they were so nice. But it was quite a serious injury. And I can remember, David, I had a pin in the end of it.
Yeah, and then I had
It was
to
like
pull
an
it out.
hand grenade. And I thought, when they pull this pin out, it's going to hurt so much, right? And then one day they just pulled it out and said, well, it's time this came out. And that was just to keep the button. He just pulled it out, and I thought, yikes, that's going to hurt. But it was just one straight pin. It wasn't sideways or anything. I thought it must have sideways bits.
Oh.
But it was just one pin straight in to just give it support. So that was my biggest injury. It was quite serious, but thanks to the wonderful NHS, thanks to the hand centre at the Northern General, despite it being a bit wonky, it works perfectly.
And I'd like to thank everyone who sorted my ligaments out. And the guy who put the pot on, right? The first pot I had, for the first few days, I had lots of movement in. I thought, I like this. This is all right. Anyway, the guy who did the second one, he said, that's far too loose. And he pinched it. He got it really tight. And, you know, obviously he did a cracking job. I got full reach on my arm. You know, you had to do certain exercises. So, yeah, 10 out of 10 to that team as well.
But you didn't thank him enough to send him tickets for the farm.
No, but you know you are. And thank you very much.
And he's really grateful.
Yeah, and kids are half price at the moment. So, anyway, come on in.
Right. Right, so that's a really great question, Bev. Thank you, and it's certainly one that struck a chord with me. Right, the next question: who are your favourite bands / artists? This is from Karen.
Well, I like quite a few different types of music, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but who's your favourite?
If I was going to watch somebody in concert, I'd like to go and see Pulp.
Pulp.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even know what they sing. What do they sing?
Common People,
Oh, I know that.
and also the Jam. I mean, they're not together anymore, but I think
Have they had a row?
they must have done.
Right.
But I think their music was great. I like lots of different types of music. I like lots of different bands. You know, Vanilla Ice, Salt and Pepper. You know, I like a bit of hip hop. I like country and western. You know, I could go anywhere and listen to anything.
I think country music would definitely be one for me. I love Dolly. I love Kenny. Went to see Kenny in Belfast,
Yeah.
and he was just north of his prime, but he was still wonderful. I love what do you call it? Wichita Lineman man.
It's an old one, Henry. We're going back.
Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell, really, really good.
Right.
Right. Who else do I like? I like the Human League.
Yeah, I like Robbie Williams.
I
think it'll
Human
be a
League's
good
more
show,
my era.
Yeah.
I like Duran Duran. I liked Adam and the Ants.
Yeah.
Stand and Deliver.
Anita wants to go and see them.
Yeah, and I went to see Meatloaf. He was fantastic. I love Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
Yeah.
I went to see Fleetwood Mac.
That was the song that Anita was singing into a Castaway bottle when I met her.
Yeah, I went to see Fleetwood Mac at Wembley in 2018. I haven't been to many, and I went to see Busted.
Oh, I like Busted. I went to see
Yeah,
Busted.
yeah.
They were really good.
And McFly was supporting him, and then McFly went on to be more famous than Busted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but who would be my favourite? I would have to go with Meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
I can see paradise by the dashboard lights. You gotta do what you can and let Mother Nature do the rest. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed.
We were barely 17 and we were barely dressed.
I didn't want to say that. Right, so Meatloaf for me,
Okay.
but don't give up the day job. So, next question.
Go on. I like that question, though.
If you could have a conversation with any of your animals, like Dr. Dolittle, who would it be? And this is from Penny.
That's a good one, that. I think probably Ted. Ask him about his travels. You know, we're going to be meeting up with Ted again soon, aren't we? I think he'd be a good one because he's been out there, he's lived a life. And I suppose, or you could say the same about perhaps some of the Shire foals that we've had born at the farm.
I'm going to say Hercules
Okay.
because I wish he was still here. And I wish I could tell him what a great horse we thought he was. So yeah, it's not something that we're able to do, but it would be interesting to know what they're thinking, wouldn't it? You know, when
Yeah.
you're at a show with Murphy the bull, you know, and you're saying, "Come on, get your head up, get your head
Yeah.
up," and he might be thinking, "Stuff off, I'll do what I want."
Yeah.
But Hercules for me, because he's the biggest blow that we've ever had in any since we've been doing this job. You know, there's nothing hit us harder, I don't think, and it's the biggest setback we've had. But equally, you know, from setbacks comes resolve, comes strength, comes opportunity, and hopefully by buying grace and redoubling our efforts with the Shire horses and trying to secure a legacy for Hercules, we can get some good out of a bad job. So David's Ted, I'm Hercules, and a very interesting conversation. But unfortunately, we're not Dr. Dolittle, and we'll never know. Right, what is your favourite date night with your wife? And this is from Ria.
Right. Well, can it be in Spain?
What is the date night, Dave?
Okay. In Spain, then, I'm going to go Walk 2. Right, they've got a live singer on. right? And she's really good singer. And sometimes some
And
of
you
the
want to date her?
no,
Oh,
but it's the singing, and we get up and have a dance
And
together.
does she come up to your table and sing in
Yeah.
your face?
She comes round and we get up and have a dance. So me and Anita will do a bit of rock and roll and all that kind of thing. The food is fantastic there. This is in La Cala, Walk 2. Really, really top service. It's a family business, Rob, and they really look after everybody. And you know, there was a time the first time we went in, right? There was a Canadian family there, right? One of their kids was on The Voice, the kids show in Canada, right? Absolutely stunning voice. Then the daughter gets up and does a number, even better, right? And then this other guy gets up and did a bit of Frank Sinatra. It was brilliant, you know. And it was just we ended the night. She was singing Queen. Anita gets her phone out and puts the light under her face. You know, like on the what was the song they did that on?
Was it Bohemian Rhapsody?
That's it, Bohemian Rhapsody. So we all got our phones out and lit up, and we're all in a four singing to that. It was good fun. Anyway, and they let us in next time we went, so it was all good.
So that's David's favourite night. I would have to say, and probably at no great surprise, it would be heading up to Helmsley. You can be there in an hour. We'd either stop at the Feversham or the Feathers. Don't matter which, really. We'd go to the Italian, the La Trattoria, just across the road. Or we might, if it's a special occasion, we might go to the Star, which is a Michelin-starred restaurant at Harome, which is just down the road.
Do you get plenty of food?
Yeah, you don't go home hungry.
That's right.
They give you like a piece of bread in between courses and stuff.
Nice.
No, it's nice. It's really nice. Both of them are equally nice in different ways, and it's just somewhere where we like to go, where we, you know, I suppose it's our holiday home, but it's our holiday home from home. It's not far. You can be back if needed in no time, and you can be there literally in an hour from leaving home. So yeah, Helmsley in North Yorkshire. Some of you will have been there. There's the Market Square there. There's the La Trattoria across the road. There's the Feathers there. There's the Feversham there. Harome is just down the road, a couple of miles away. There's a walk down to Duncan Park. There's a walk to Revo, which we do every time, a 10-mile walk. We take Dora. I'm dreading the day Dora can't come with us, because that's obviously, you know, not a million miles off. You know, she's 13 now. They've got an outside swimming pool. There's a Lido in the village. There's everything you'd want. It's just a really civilized place to go. Imagine it's a great place to live. People are genuinely friendly. You know, they all know who we are. They all know where we're from. And
I'm not surprised you're there. That's your favourite place.
It just feels like we're part of the furniture, part of the family. So yeah, that would be our favourite date / night stroke short holiday. So the next question is from Mary, and the question is, when will Richard's cookbook be available? I really enjoyed his chapter in Past, Present and Future. So, Mary, thanks for that. David, when will it be available?
Yeah, well, it's out in November, I believe.
All right, so we're all looking forward to it. It's the culmination, in lots of ways, of his life's work.
It is.
You know, he's been working towards this moment, certainly for the last 3 or 4 years, and I'm sure it's something that'll be a big relief to him, bring him loads of pleasure and joy, and hopefully he'll sell plenty of books and give him the acclaim that I'm sure he deserves, and it's just around the corner. So please keep your eyes peeled, Mary, for that date in November. Right, next question, and this question is from Beverly, and the question is, do you ever have one of those days when you want to tell the camera crew to do one? That's from Beverly.
I think it's not. Perhaps
It's not their fault, is it?
no, because they're just trying to get the job done, and sometimes it's against you.
I don't think we've ever come across a crew, not that I can remember, who have been anything other than pleasant and on our side, wanting the best for us and the programme.
Exactly. Sometimes you are finishing late, and sometimes you're starting really early as well, and it can get
And sometimes,
quite demanding.
for me, it's when you know there are things that need doing, you know, animal jobs that need attending to, and it's keeping you from from doing that and fulfilling that.
Yeah.
On occasions, we've had to say, do you mind just waiting? We're going to have to go and sort this sheep. We're going to have to sort this cow.
Yeah.
That animal needs to come first. So I think that, for me, is the time when it gets a bit stressful. I don't find that they're nothing other than nice people, are they?
They're all good. They're all good.
I think, can you think of any that aren't?
No, they've all been...
Oh, what about...
Yeah, you might... No, seriously. They've all been lovely people.
Yeah.
They work hard. They work a lot harder than we do.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a lot to think about, and especially...
During that day they do.
Yeah.
Because they've got all the films to wrangle,
Yeah.
the kit to do, the sound to make sure it works. They've got the responsibility.
Well, it's like we were in Texas, Rob, right? When we finished filming, we went out for a beer and something to eat, right?
Burger and beers.
They were left in
26 days running.
sorting all the footage out, sending it back home.
Yeah.
You know, they had saving it on the little drives and what have you. So yeah, they've got a big job.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Cannonall Farm podcast.
If you've really enjoyed this episode, why not become a Cannonall Farm supporter, and then you can ask the questions in the future.
We'll be back next time, but until then, I've been Farmer Rob.
I've been Farmer Dave.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.